Hi everyone, Gary Cassidy here. Well, as we know, this year's WrestleMania is going ahead slightly differently than when it was planned. For a start, there's going to be no audience in the live attendance, which is obviously a huge loss. Secondly, it's going to be at the Performance Centre rather than being at the Raymond James Stadium, which obviously was going to be full of fans. This is a slightly different situation that we're in, where it's going to be a much smaller venue. But just after WrestleMania was announced as a 2-day event for the first time ever, I actually got a little message from a WWE spokesperson to say not only will it take place from the Performance Centre, but also from multiple locations. What that means, we're as yet unsure, but I'm going to tell you what I think of the event going ahead and what we can expect from it, and we'll hear from some other Sportskeeda wrestling journalists as well on their opinions of this year's WrestleMania.
WrestleMania in an empty arena.
And WrestleMania is taking place in the WWE Performance Center this year.
And what do I think about WrestleMania being moved to the Performance Center? Well,
WrestleMania at the Performance Center in front of no fans. Wow.
WrestleMania being held in the Performance Center is different, to say the least.
So this year's WrestleMania card features a lot of superstars who went through the Performance Center when they first got to the WWE.
Man, WrestleMania has turned crazy now for the first time ever.
I have a lot of memories of WrestleMania TLC matches, Austin beating Shawn Michaels, Michaels versus Undertaker, Bret Hart versus Michaels, lots of memories of Shawn Michaels. And all of them happen with crowds. It's a great thing that they're doing. They're giving everybody the payday. They're keeping to the schedule. They're managing to entertain anyone watching at home. I get it. And they're keeping everyone safe. That's the most important thing.
With so many wrestlers beginning their journey at the Performance Center, perhaps there could not be a better place to go and host this year's very different WrestleMania.
I'm glad that WWE WrestleMania is still going to be taking place. I don't think that postponing the event was really an option, because I don't think that you could just stall these storylines and these angles that are going on for another 2 months. And obviously the WWE was not going to stop with their weekly TV shows with Raw and SmackDown, so you had to move forward. The show must go on, and I think this is the best that they could do with the circumstances.
That is even stranger than Elvira doing commentary at WrestleMania 2. But really, when I first heard this was happening, my first thought was, is this still safe for the performers and the staff who have to be there? And initially I thought, no, it's not. But now that they're moving it to 2 nights, I'm happier about that. I do think it lowers the risk.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how they pull it off with no real crowd atmosphere or anything like that. I think it's going to build up a lot of the anticipation for next year in Los Angeles. I think that's going to make that show even bigger and even better. I hope that we see a stage of some kind, at least keep some part of the old WrestleMania magic alive. But yeah, just very odd, and obviously a very small part of the bigger picture.
So considering the situation and, the limitations of what they can and can't do, it kind of makes sense to have WrestleMania take place there. And I think if you're going to honor that building, which has created a pretty interesting legacy for the company, now's a perfect time.
2-day event. It's going to be pre-recorded, and it's at the mercy of the coronavirus. But I think there's still reason to be excited, guys. It's still WrestleMania. There's still some amazing matches. So let's not be too down on the showpiece of the year just yet.
Firstly, I think, WWE is always about the show must go on. Now, if this show really must go on, then I'm going to kind of go by what's happening since they've confirmed it'll go ahead, rather than saying they should have postponed it or they should have done this or that. Let's just take it as is. We're getting a show. You need to commend them for the fact they're actually going to put on a show with the current situation that's going on.
Isn't that right, Hulk? I think I'm going crazy.
I think, like the rest of us, the WWE is just trying to make the best of a bad situation.
I just hope everyone stays safe.
Let's just stay at home, be safe, and enjoy this year's very memorable WrestleMania.
Thank you guys for watching. We want to know what you guys think of WrestleMania taking place over 2 days from the Performance Centre and in front of no fans. Please do let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. But most importantly, hopefully you're all staying safe and take care, and hopefully we'll see you all soon.